Okay, welcome to my media collection. Today I just want to touch about why I still collect old media and what's going to happen over the summer till the end of the year. Because I could still add a few good items, but they're getting more expensive. And I'm kind of backing away from movies right now because coming into games and coming into CDs, um, toys. So I'm not going to stay in one area. But I'm not going to come and start piling in a whole bunch of wrestling figures. I'm not going to start piling a whole bunch of Star Wars figures. But I might get one thing here, one thing there, put it somewhere in the movie room. I'm not going to send 100 toys on top. It's got to look nice. But I don't need to do that. A couple things I wanted for memory's sake. Like the Atari system I picked up. Old Atari. The Rainbow Atari, something like that. For memory's sake, that I had from childhood, I wanted it, I picked up. Added some more Super Nintendo games. Picked up a ukulele for my song practice when I went thrifting. I did see a drum set that I could have picked up, but I wasn't sure at the time. So it's some things I might do for myself as well. Winter shopping, I might buy clothes or something sometimes. I might um, check out VHS if I go thrifting. Maybe head out to the flea market over the summer. At least once near the end of the summer, not during the middle of the summer. It's too hot for that. Well, I'm not going to be piling in toys. I'm not a toy collector per se. I just want to have a few little figures here and there to show I'm not just doing movies. Kind of back away because I collected more towards blockbuster and blockbuster titles, but now getting harder to find them. But once in a while I'll pop in something. I'm not gonna have all the old horror movies because there's horror movies, haunting movies, ghost movies, witchcraft movies, Ouija movies, zombie movies, and you'll never have all of it. So, but something I really wanted to see cover that I wanted, or a blockbuster title I really wanted it. I picked that up. Once in a while, I might do something out of this fur for myself, like the Elvis costume this year. So things like that. I'm not gonna be always putting it into the movie room. The shelving is finished. Just finished up the shelf here for backing in. Now it's done. But find good wood, I'll rebuild the shelf here. But it looks okay, except the middle of the shelf is a little bit shorter, but it's been built up from small pieces. So whenever I got wood, I built up another row. At this point now, new movies are coming out. Either you're collecting new movies or you're collecting old movies. If you're collecting old movies, people laugh at you. He's collecting all the old blockbuster junk. You can watch it online. Well, go blow yourself or something, whatever. New movies. So it's part of history, part of my childhood. So I like to have them in the collection. When it comes to some CDs sometimes. Sometimes I might do something on a spur for myself. Yeah, sure, you can watch all the new movies online as well, so you don't need to bother collecting new movies either. So I could laugh at you for buying new movies. So ha 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 ha, back at you. If you want to laugh at people buying old movies, old stuff, I could laugh at you for buying new stuff, or you can watch it online for free. So take whichever one you want. Old movies, new movies. Always people have a way of making jokes in your face. You're still buying VHS now? You're a loser. So VHS costs 25 cents now. VHS actually still holds money if you believe it or not. So you just don't know the value to it, so you make fun of it. So that's what all I got to say about that. You want to for free your downloads? Have fun. Go download the entire internet. Go down all your porn or whatever you want. I'm fine with the stuff I have, VHS I have, rest of it you can watch online, so new movies are more expensive, so I make little jokes here and there, but everybody makes fun of whatever you collect, and people think their collection is better than yours, because They're getting more new movies, they're getting bigger box sets, they're getting more expensive box sets. So what? Doesn't matter if you have 2 rooms of movies, 1 room in movies, for me is enough. So even if I call it quits, I'll still put something in here with it once in a while, hunt down a CD or something. I'll do that. Maybe spur of the moment. If I want to buy a tent, have some fun in the backyard, I'll buy a tent over the summer one time. So something like that. Like this year, I bought the Elvis costume, spur of the moment. So I'm not always gonna be junking in all my money every time. I just have to go thrifting, hunting every week for movies, movies on my mind. Not all that. The stores might have one thing here and there. The rest of it is all Disney shit. So you want to load up your room with Disney crap? Go ahead, buy all these Disney collectibles you want. In a way, you're just filling up your room with nothing. So you fill up your room with memories, stuff you remember from the past. Not just because they have it at the donation store and you have to do that for the collection. It's something you want to remember the 80s by, like old VHS. So I did old VHS for a while. So I wanted to remember the old 80s. I never was much into toys, so I didn't start a toy collecting habit, but I did start gaming a fair bit. Now games are getting expensive because of shipping. Toys are really expensive because of shipping, so I don't have a whole lot. But there's a few there scattered around, and that's what I really wanted. And I've got to do more VHS, better titles, horror titles. You're paying more money for them, so that's another problem with VHS. Resellers and sellers, they price things up a lot. So I'm just a collector. What do I know about the cost of VHS? 25 cents to some people. So when I go online, you sell that 25-cent VHS, you can make $100 off it. So you don't know, you don't know. So that's the problem. But I really enjoy adding something once in a while. I think that's how it's going to be. As long as I have good chips and snacks, at the end of the month I can go to the store, buy a bag of chips if I need to. And if I have some savings, do it the old-fashioned way. Save up for something if I want a figure, or if I want a wrestling figure, I'm going to have to save up for it. Or if I want to do something for myself, for the spur of the moment, I'll do that. So once in a while something will come in, but the shelving and all that is complete. I'm not going to be doing any more fiddling in here. Posters as well, I think, are finished over here. Except just pop in a CD sometimes, pop in a game, so something nice will come in. Where I can find a good price on eBay, a reasonable seller, not somebody that jacks up shipping. So most CDs are new. I might try to get something from a new band comes out, the new album. I'll try to gravitate to that. Hunt down an old game for the fun of it. Atari game or a Nintendo game. Try to build up Super Nintendo a little bit more, but it's going to take time. I'm not after huge box sets or anything anymore. I'm not after to complete TV shows. I'm not after the new releases, Synapse and new stuff, Severance stuff. Yeah, you can watch that stuff online. So the rest of the stuff I don't care about. It's the new movies. For me, it was about Blockbuster, and pretty much I get all the titles I could think of. If I don't have it, I don't have it. So I'm not going to make a fuss about it. So this is what I enjoy showing you what I have. Just to say, it's kind of getting cut up and talking about the collection. So maybe call it Saturday Night Hangout. Something like Saturday Night event. But call it Saturday Night Hangout. Maybe talking about the collection, media collection. Whether or not you still have in you to collect or not, because the old media, you know, is it worth it or not? Do you really need to have more of it? Could always use more of it. Could always add better VHS. Always add more games, more toys could always come in, but shipping for things kind of ruined it a lot. So You gotta be careful with, or you're gonna pay up on the stuff you want. Especially people that collect toys now, know how expensive certain items are. Games are always that way as well. Music is heading that way as well. Certain albums are getting more expensive, and people are jacking shipping up on it. So you gotta back up, back up, back up, back up. Get one thing at a time. If you have one shelf, get a couple of nice things, and you'll be okay with that. I'm lucky enough to have a whole room like this. Go through the summer, it gets me through the summer, it gets me through the winter. I come in here, walk around. Sometimes I just move stuff around. Once in a while I try to hit the flea market, yard sale, finding something a little bit cheaper that way, but it's getting hard as well, finding stuff in Canada. I think US is slightly better for collecting old media, especially new titles that come out. From what I see, people picking up slightly better items than Canada's kind of weak now. VHS have been kind of hard over the past couple of years. Dropped down a lot. A lot of now just Disney crap you have, and if you want to load up your whole collection of Disney, you could do that. But I don't see the reason to get much more than you already have. And sometimes that's why I don't like having just one thing. I don't like just doing VHS. I don't just like doing TV shows. Where I can find something that's a good price, I'll push something into somewhere. So thanks for watching this new channel, the collection. This is going to be called the Hangout, the Saturday Night Hangout, so something like that. Thanks for watching. Hot summer, so you gotta make sure to get a bag of chips. Another month if I need to. We're looking good. Stacking chips up. So this shelf is here for snacks, and everything in here is pretty much all done. So slowly put the shelf back where it should be. I put better backing on it. So more songs will come up on my channel, and that's what my mostly channel is going to be about. My song practice. So. But sometimes we'll get something or we'll watch something online, so it doesn't really matter anymore whether or not I collect or not, or if I go to a thrifting store over the summer. I'll add something here and there every few months. Cartoons over here, so I'm not worried about picking up that full TV show box or that new release or whatever comes along. Once in a while I'll pop something, the Stephen King's up front here. Changed out a few posters, and we're pretty much finished in here. So this room's pretty much complete. Got a couple of figures up, so we're looking good. Maybe at the end of the year I'll push in one more figure here and there from a different line or something. We'll see how things go with that. Might rebuild this shelf if I find better wood, but for now, a piece of shelf I was built up from small pieces. Piled up a little bit nicer wood. So this one's a little bit, I like a little bit finger width room. This one's a little bit shorter. This one's shorter. This one's shorter. Okay, this one's okay. This one's a little bit short. So finding good pieces of wood is very hard. So we're pretty much finished in here. Put a little bit of dividers in here recently. So moved the records in the other room. Because I found another cabinet over the summer, so little changes like that. Finished the other room as well, so we have 2 rooms of media, in case you don't know. Got cassettes over here. All the 80s cassettes are here from where I had it from high school. All these had a lot more than that, but I sold off half my cassettes back then as well when I sold off my first batch of CDs. I wish I kept them. Yeah, I had maybe a whole shelf like this of CDs. I should have kept. These CDs are very expensive now to buy back. Most people don't care about them anymore, but they still have a lot of value to them. Once in a while, I'll push in an Atari game, because I really enjoy Atari. Thanks for watching.